Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurrect Autos HQ. Today guys, it's a Friday morning. It's a bit cold today, so I've got the fire absolutely roaring. I don't know if you can see it, you can't see it. I'll show you that in a second, but yeah, fire is absolutely roaring. Get some heat in here because I've got a lot of work today on that Focus. So, and as you just saw in that little clip, I was at a Breakers yesterday, running around getting some bits and pieces for this car, which I've got now. Not everything, but I've got the parts that I needed to get or go and get. So I'll explain in a second. But yeah, I was at a Breakers in Sandwich, which is in Kent, quite close to the Copart Sandwich is where it was, the Breakers. So yeah, got a lot going on, guys. All the timing, I want to sort of just really push today. And let's just see how far we get on this Focus. So yeah, let's just jump into it. Let's do it. Spin you around. Let's do this. Right, guys. So, like I just said, we're going to be cracking on with this today. I want to get this front end off and start the timing belt, water pump, and all those kind of major services. Auxiliary belts, cam cover gasket. It's all going to be taken out today, hopefully, and redone in today's video. But let's just see how far we get. I have got the fire going, as you can see. I need to cut some more up, actually. Cut some more firewood up. That I cut all up last Saturday, and this was full up. And it's all done in 1 week. So it's looking like, yeah, that complete pile does me for 1 week's burning. But I did say, and I showed you just now, I was at a Breakers, and this is what I've picked up. So a complete front end for this car, exactly the same, matching, apart from, obviously, it's a different colour. So as you can see, this is like a black on the top. And our one is like a dark mica stone colour. So this is going to have to be taken off, stripped off, and I'm going to paint this top part. The bottom part, the actual crush bar, as you can see, the crush bar over there is like a different colour. It's the same colour as the car, and this is like a black. But I don't think that matters too much because it all gets covered up. So yeah, I think I'll probably leave the crash bar as it is, but we'll definitely be repainting this top panel because as soon as you open the bonnet, you see this top part, or you'll see some of it anyway. You don't see all of it, but you do see some of it, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I've got to strip it down to get it all painted. So I think we're going to probably do that first because once I strip it all down, get it painted, then the paint can start drying whilst we're moving on to the other stuff. I've got the bonnet as well. Bonnet in colour. It's in pretty good condition. This is just dirt. It's not like stone chips or nothing. It's just all dirty. So it just needs a good clean off. Get these numbers off. But yeah, bonnet in colour. So that's fantastic. Really. That's going to save us a little bit on paint once we're ready to go down that road. I have ordered, obviously, other parts. Bumper, I've ordered the bumper. That's on its way. A new bumper. And it doesn't come with, obviously, the new bumper. It's just bare primed, like an OEM bumper. And that doesn't come with the holes, which I think, looking in the comments on the last video, everyone is correct. And I thought it as well, to be honest with you. This is just a pile of crap. Like, I can't have this in the front of this car. I'll leave the back ones because the back ones are done. They're in, they work. Yeah, there's no point messing around with that. I don't know if the rear ones are standard or not, but, you know, I don't want to mess around with that one. Let's just leave it. But this one, these fronts, I will just, I will cut off all these wires. I've got to make sure that I isolate these ends properly, and then just get rid of that crap, basically. So yeah, that's where we are, guys. So let me crack on. Let me set you up. Let's crack on with this first. get that stripped down, get it painted. I've got a can of a spray. We'll spray it up, leave it to dry, and then we're going to crack on ripping this apart, taking this the front end completely off, and then get into this timing kit, timing belt, water pump. That's all the parts for this is on its way. All the service parts, it's been delivered to me. So whilst it's being delivered, I can crack on with the parts that need to be removed to get this timing belt done. It's got a full service history, this car, so I need to keep it up. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's due the timing. Not unless I take this off. We'll have a look at it, to be fair. I'll take this cover off and you'll see it. I'll see it, whether or not it's been done. You know, who knows? If I take this off and it's a brand new belt in there, well, the belt's going back because I don't need it. But I don't think that's going to happen. To be honest with you, I think I'm going to have to change it. Anyway, guys, that's enough waffling. Let me set you up. Let's crack on and, yeah, make a start on this today. So let's do this. Right, guys, so, yeah, that's stripped off, and I gave it a quick coat outside, on the board outside, and I got it over here just drying off. Yeah, basically, it's just a little mist coat, just go over the top of it, and then might need another 2, maybe 1, don't know really, but we'll see about that later on. But at least that's, you know, off drying or whatever for the first mist coat. We can leave that alone now. And then we can crack on with this. So, first thing, let's get this front off first. All stripped down at the front. And then we can, move on to the actual timing belt stuff. So, I'll set you up, guys. Let's crack on. Let's get this front off. And let's continue today's video. So, let's do this. Right, guys, we are moving along very nicely. As you just saw there, I'm just undoing stuff like the cam cover. Now you can see it's all loose. There's one more bolt that's in there that I can't get to because yeah, it's a bit tricky. I'm going to try and get an adjustable sort of bit or something in there to try and get it out, because obviously it's hitting this bracket down here, the mount. So I can't get that bolt out in a minute. It's right deep into there, this cover. So I'll leave that for now. Done the oil, dropped the old stuff out, put the sump plug back in, so that's all done. Done the removed the old oil filter, so that's removed. We'll do that later. We ain't got to worry about that just yet. Let's carry on with the timing side of it and the belts. Obviously, you've got an auxiliary belt here, and this is the tensioner here for the auxiliary belt. You put a 15mm spanner on that top, and then you pull it towards you. It takes the tension off, so you can release that belt, get that one out of the way. So we'll do that in a second, and then we've got to move on to the actual timing belt itself. And looking at it, it's not that bad. I'll be honest with you, it ain't that bad. Is that original? I don't know if that's the original one, guys. I can't really. If that was an original one with like 96,000 miles, I think that would probably be worse. I think it would. I think you'd see, like on top, you'd see the actual markings a lot worse than that. I've got a funny feeling that's been done. Hold on, let me lower it back down a little bit. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, it's starting to come through there a little bit more. Look. I think I'm going to do it. To be honest, I'm going to change it just because of peace of. I think that's, I think that's all right. It looks okay, but it is starting to come through. Look, I can't leave that. So yeah, peace of mind for me. I'm just going to replace it, and then the new owner has got an absolute spot on car. You can see that the oil's starting to come out here. Look, all around here. So that this cam cover was definitely leaking at this point, not unless whoever filled up the oil sort of dripped it down, possibly. But 9 times out of 10, that indicates that there's a cam cover leak. On the back, it's all right. It don't seem to be leaking at the back at all. So it's just that front. So we'll do that. So yeah, right. Let's move on, and we need to lock this top pulley. Not crank. It's a cam. We need to lock this in place. So basically, let me zoom you in a bit. So basically, that hole there needs to line up with that one there, and then you put a pin through to lock it, and that's locked in its position. I've got all these different tools to lock it in there. This is the one you use, 8mm bit. Done loads of these, and it basically just, yeah, when that there lines up with that, you just slot it in like that. Make sure that is together, and then that's it. That's locked. The top part is locked into position where it should be, and then it's just a case of doing the bottom. So what I'll do is I'll set you up again. Let me turn over the engine. Take this cover off to get to the oh, here we go. Look, it's off. To the bolt, we'll get a nut and a ratchet on this, and we'll keep turning the engine over until the top one lines up with the holes. Do that first. We'll lock that in position. Then we'll go to the underneath. Then we could take the bolt off, undo that bolt, take that out, take the pulley off, and yeah, then we can start sorting out the bottom point. and to see if it lines up. If it does, if the bottom don't, if this is timed and pinned in, and that don't line up underneath, then we've got to keep turning the engine twice, I think, and then both should line up together. So let me do that first. I'll set you up. Let me do that first. I'll come back to you. So let's do this. Right guys, so as you just saw there, took the bolt off and then took the pulley off so I can get to the cover, the lower cover of this point. So I took that cover off. We've got a crank sensor that's connected to here that goes onto that. So that's been removed to get it out of the way. And as you can see, that pin there is in place and it's locked. So it goes through there, and that's the bottom part of the engine, all locked up, in place and timed. And as you can see by the top part, this is still in time as well. I'll just pull you out a little bit there. So yeah, that's all in timed as well, all locked in position. So now it's a case of I need to get the jack underneath the engine to support it whilst we take off the engine mount. So we'll get this out of the way. And then once we get the engine mount out of the way, then we've got better access to the belt itself to remove and the water pump. So let me set you up. Let's continue. I'm going to support it and start stripping this top part off whilst the pins are still in place and all timed up. So let's continue. Let's do this. Right, okie dokie guys, we are moving along still, so that's good. So, engine mount has been removed. I've supported it with the jack, and obviously I can lower it up and down as and when I need to. So at this point now, obviously it's still timed. You've got the pin at the top, and then you've got the pin at the bottom. So that's good, that's all lined up. It's normally a good idea just to check, because this here is the high pressure fuel pump pulley, and you can see, let me just take it closer. See that? See that hole there? It's a good idea to make sure that that lines up as well, and it does. Yeah, so it's spot on. So I might just put a pin in that as well, just to hold it in place. But that's the high pressure fuel pump there. So yeah, I'll pin that up. So that's done. These wires are a right pain. You can obviously disconnect the wires from that end and sort of start filling it through, but it's just more time and more work, so I'll leave it there. But now what I need to do is undo this pulley. Yeah, so I need to undo this bolt here, which is 13. So I'll take that off. Tensioner, not a pulley. Tensioner. Sorry guys, I'm trying to remember what I'm doing, remember how to do it, remember talk to you guys and do the work. It's difficult sometimes, but yeah, there we go. So anyway, stop waffling. Let's crack on. Let's get this off, and then once we remove that, then the belt should be loose, and we can sort of move on to the water pump, which is down here. So remove the water pump, get that off, and then yeah, continue and moving on, stepping forward. So let's do this. Right guys, so there you go. It's off, all cleaned as well now. I've gone around it with a little, it's like a little gasket removal tool, and then a little bit of, just a little bit of Scotch pad, just to go over it, just to take off and just make sure that it's all clean, nice and tidy and good. So there we go. Right, we are ready for the new water pump to go into. It's down here. These are all the old stuff. That's the old water pump. You've got the pulley and the idler there. They're the two new ones there. This is the water pump with a gasket. So yeah, that's going to go on there. But I do like to wipe a little bit of gasket sealer. Just wipe, not too thick, but just wipe it on it like this, all the way around. And then that way, you're more or less guaranteed that it's not going to leak. And then when we put the bolts back in, you have to tighten them up to, on this one, first of all, it's 5 Newton meters all the way around, and then it goes to 10 Newton meters all the way around, and then that's it, it's torqued up properly. So that's what we'll do next. So let me set you up, I'll get this on, get it all torqued up to the right settings, and then we'll continue with this timing belt water pump system. Yeah, so let's do this. Right, so there we go. That's the water pump on and done. All torqued up to the correct settings, which was 10 newton meters. Right, let's move on to the idler pulley, which goes here. And the torque settings for that is 37. So we'll do that next. And then we're going to put the tensioner on there as well to get that in place, ready, so that when the belt goes on, we can do the tension. I just want to put a pin in here. I think I forgot to do that. So that's about 5 mil. So I just want to pin that up there, just so that's done. And then, yeah, we'll do the idler next, which is this one here. Put that on. Like that. I'll torque that up to 37. And then it's the tensioner. So again, tension just sits. Is it like that? Or is it like that? I think that pin's in too much. I've had the trouble last time. That pin sits out too much. You just got to pull it very slightly so that it gives you enough space to get it flat. That's better. So yeah, I'll put it in like that, and then we'll torque that up as well to the right settings. And then we're getting close to put the new belt on, guys, to be honest with you. So yeah, it's great, this little set. You get everything you need: the water pump, tensioner, pulleys, and the new timing belt. I think I paid, what was that? £89 plus VAT for that set. It's pretty good for a water pump all set. If you bought them separately, it's a little bit more money, but yeah, it's a pretty good set. Anyway, let's crack on. I'll set you up. Let's do these two, idler pulley and tensioner. Get them in place, get the belt on. So let's do this. Right, okay guys, so that is that done. It's all tensioned, and as you can see, you put an Allen key into the slot. First of all, what I did is I pulled the pin that was in there, pulled that pin first, and then I've used this Allen key on the ratchet just to move it around. There's like an arrow here at the bottom. There's an arrow just there that says it should go this way around. So you turn it, so it's turning this way until let me show you this little pin at the back here. No, you can't see it, can you? You try to get in there. Can you get in there? No. Okay, I see. You can see it now. So that little pin there, this little pin there on the back needs to be lined up in the centre of that thing, and then once you've holding that Allen key in the rock in that centre position, do up this bolt, and that needs to be done up to 30 newton meters and all the way up, and that's it. So you hold it there like this, 30 newton meters, torque settings, and then that's it. The belt is all tensioned up in the correct position. It's all nice and taut, nice and tight. So yeah, that's basically it. So now I'm going to release all the pins, and then I'm going to turn over the engine by hand from underneath on that bolt down there, just to make sure. Turn it over a few times, keep turning it, and then try and put the pins back in place. And then, yeah, if everything goes back into the correct positions, the pins, the top one, bottom one, and I'll put I'll put a drill bit on this one as well. So that goes in there. As long as those go back in the same position, then we're all good. So after that, it's a case of just putting it all back together. So let me crack on. Let's continue. Let's do this. Right guys, yeah, so as you saw there, that was 2 rotations of the engine, and yeah, the pins line up perfect, so all back in the right positions. So there we go. So now it's just a case of putting all back together, put all the covers on. I've still got to do the crank pulley at the bottom and the bolt, so we'll do that in a bit, but for the minute I want to put this cam cover back on. I'll clean it all off, put the cam cover case back in place, and then get that down because it goes around that, and then the covers connect together kind of thing at the top. So I want to do that next. I'll set you up. Let's get that crack on with that. And yeah, let's continue with this. So let's do this. Right guys, that was a long day, but we've run out of time. So, as you can see, it's all back together. All the bits and pieces have been put back on and built back up. I started filling up the oil, but we'll do that. We finished it off on Monday. Absolutely shattered. What's the time? It is 3:10. So, yeah, I've been going at this from 7 o'clock this morning, 7:30. So, I don't think I've done that bad. I've done the cam cover gasket. That's all sorted out and done. Done the oil filter and put the new one back in. Torqued it up to 25. The Newton meters it needs to be torqued up to. Got the new auxiliary belt on. Daco auxiliary belt. So that's on as well, in place. Started to put the back of the intake pipes on and that. On the turbo pipe and the intake pipes and stuff. Not turbo pipe, turbo pipes here. I've still got to clean all this off. Look, it's a bit sooty and a bit dirty. So I don't want to put that turbo pipe back on yet. I want to clean it all up first. But yeah, started to get some of the fuel out of this filter. I've still got to get this changed over. I can't get this clip off. I don't want to break it, so I'm just sort of being very cautious with it in a minute. Might speak to the mechanic at the end, see if he can, you know, if there's a way of doing it properly or without breaking those clips. They're a bit of a pain. But I'll leave that for the moment. This will have to be part 1. We'll do part 2 on Monday. And yeah, we'll carry on with it. And hopefully when we start it on Monday, we're going to get no issues, because hopefully we can put the front back on Monday as well on part 2. I have painted, where's the part? It's out here still, not getting in the sun. So the part's out there. So that can go back on the front as well, which would be good. So yeah, you know, I think I've done all right today, guys. I think I've done all right. But I just feel so tired, I feel knackered. It's gonna have a nice weekend with the family. I think I'm gonna have to come in here tomorrow, to be honest with you, and cut up some wood for next week. So that's probably what I'll have to do. I'll come in here on Saturday morning for a couple of hours, chop up some wood, get my stores back up. But yeah, also going to be looking at more cars next week, guys, more projects. I have got a project that I think you might be interested in it. I will put a sneak peek of it on Instagram, and let me know what you think about this this project that I've potentially got on the go. It's nothing really high end, it's really low end stuff, but it's I think it'll be a nice, interesting content for you to watch and to follow. But yeah, guys, that is going to be the end of today's video. I really appreciate all the support. Don't forget to drop me a comment. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, whatever you're doing. And I'll see you Monday on the next part on this Focus, where we should get most of it put back together and hopefully running and sorted. So, yeah, guys, have a good weekend, and I'll see you Monday.